Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. I'm Madison, and today I wanted to pot up some import plants that I got from Aroid Market just a couple of days ago. They've all just been sitting in water for the last almost 48 hours, so I figure it is time to get them potted up. I got brand new pots for all of them. They're nothing fancy. I just went down to my local like garden supply store or like grow store. It's in LaPorte, Colorado. So if you're in northern Colorado, definitely check them out. It's called Mountain Lion. They have a wonderful selection. I even got some of these guys. This is gonna be terribly loud, I'm so sorry. But these are clay pebbles and it says lightweight leca solution. So loud. I've never tried anything like leca before, but I was looking for some sort of extra substrate to kind of aerate the soil a little bit more. So that's what I got, and that whole bag was like $12 or something like that. Like, it was a really good price. So I feel like I got a good deal. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I am armed with a bunch of wood so that I can use these as stakes. I know for sure I want to use wood for the philodendron splendid. First of all, we are repotting 8 plants today, or potting. We're potting 8 plants today. So we will be doing the philodendron splendid, the Amedrium silver, philodendron Florida ghost, philodendron Pariso verde, the philodendron billietiae. Oh, this feels a little soft. What else here? The labisia species real, Anthurium crystallinum, and Anthurium papillaminum cross magnificum verde. So we've got some work to do today. So I think I'm for sure going to be using one of these wood pieces, and I have a couple smaller ones too, just in case. But definitely be using it for the philodendron splendid, Pariso verde. And maybe the billietiae. I haven't decided yet. We'll see once we get there. So I've got wood. We have our leca balls here. I have a little thing of water here. So I've got, like I said, I have a bunch of pots. I don't know that I'm going to use this giant pot. I think this is going to be a little bit too big. The Pariso verde has such ginormous roots, but we'll get there when we get there. So, but I've got a bunch of other pots here and some smaller ones. And like I said, they're nothing fancy. If I do ever feel like it, I can always go out and get some really pretty cover pots to just set those right in, and then that will just be acting as a tray, which is really nice. I also have some plant Velcro, some scissors. Anything else in there? I think that's it. I do have water nearby in case I want to wet anything down immediately. And yeah, let's get started. I think the plant that I want to repot first is the one that I'm just like most worried about because it seems the most delicate, and that is the, what are you? Labisia species real. She just feels a little soft, a little flimsy, so I want to get her into some substrate immediately. I did some research on this plant, and a lot of people were saying to use a mixture of like sphagnum, peat moss, and some sort of like more coarse substrate, but like leca or something like that. So my plan for this guy is to, and he needs to be in like humidity. He needs to be in like 80% humidity or something like that. So my plan for him is to make a little combination of the leca balls or the clay balls, some of just like my regular soil, I think a little bit, and because I don't think I have any just like plain perlite, it's all kind of mixed in there unfortunately, so I'll try and get to the more like concentrated perlite spots, and then a little bit of sphagnum as well, so it'll just stay nice and hydrated but not sopping wet. And then my plan is to, I'm gonna fit her into this cloche right here, which is already a little bit tight. I'm gonna have to like go to Michael's or something like that, maybe a thrift store or something, and see if I can find a larger cloche for that very, very soon, like today or tomorrow. But yeah, I'm just worried that we're gonna lose this newest leaf. It feels so soft. So I'm gonna stop gabbing and I'm just gonna get to work here. I have a little just water tray here so that I can moisten up my sphagnum moss. This is the moss that I'm using today, Better Grow Premium Grade Orchid Moss. I really love this stuff. I feel like I've gone on and on about how nice this is a couple times, but it's just beautiful. So I'm just gonna get that nice and moist in there. We don't need too much, I don't think. And then let's see. This is gonna be loud. I'm gonna go ahead and cut open this bag of clay leca pebbles. Oh, very interesting. So look at those. Kind of cool looking. Definitely not perfect pebbles or anything like that, but I really like that. It looks more organic. Okay, and off to the side here, I think you can see I've got my big old tub of soil mixture. So I can see that I have some pockets back here of perlite, so I'm just gonna kind of dig to them. Oh, I mixed it all up. That didn't work in my favor, but that's okay. So, and I've got another tray here so that I can pour the excess water into here, and that way I can just mix all of my substrate together immediately in this little guy before I put it in the pot. The labisia is the one that I'm the most worried about, and it's also the one that I forgot to get a smaller pot for when I was at the store. So I do have one though. I've got this little guy. It's a clear pot, which I think I'm actually going to really enjoy having. That way I'll be able to keep track of the roots and all that. So the moss is nice and moist. Now it's not terribly damp. When I squeeze it, I'm just getting a couple little drops there. I'm just going to grab some of these pebbles here and kind of mix them in. And then I'm just going to mix in a little bit of this substrate. So this is just inert soil that I'm putting in here mixed with perlite and orchid bark. And I'm just getting in here with my hands. It doesn't look beautiful, but hopefully the labisia will be okay with it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really nervous about this. Just kind of dampen this up a little bit. I'm gonna use my knees as little tables here. I'm just gonna put some of this substrate in the bottom. Maybe that was a little bit much. Take some of that out. Just because this is pretty long and I don't want it to sit up too terribly high. Man, I really wish I just had perlite by itself. This would look a lot prettier without the soil in there too, but that's all right. And then really quick, I'm gonna grab a skewer. I've got my skewer here and just a little piece. I don't need a large one because the stem isn't very thick. I'm just gonna scooch this to the back. That way I can prop her up. Okay. She's very, very floppy. Again, this is day three of having these guys. So this is definitely the floppiest of the days so far, but let's see. Yeah, hopefully the extra humidity will really, really help this guy and work in its favor. I'm really hoping so, because it is just one of my top wish list plants was this labisia species Riau, and it is so beautiful and so perfect, and ooh, I just want to do this plant justice. So I'm going to pause you right quick. I'm going to grab a little flat tray for that to sit on, and that way I can set the cloche right on top. Alrighty, so I just grabbed a cork mat here. I am actually going to stick one more little piece of plant Velcro on here before I try to put it under the cloche. I've got the labisia in here. This definitely already immediately needs a larger setup, so that will be tomorrow's plan, is to get this guy a bigger cloche so that he can actually have some room to grow and spread out a little bit. But hopefully this will help in the meantime to really keep that humidity boosted in there. And yeah, my boyfriend I think wants this to live in his tent downstairs. That way he can really be keeping an eye on it every day when he's watering his other plants. So this is the next one I want to get potted up immediately. Look at how beautiful she is. This is the Philodendron Splendid, which is a cross between the Varicosum and Melanochrysum, I think. Varicosum and Melanochrysum cross. Yes, I believe so. So it does unfortunately look like some of the little aerial roots along the stem that it came with that were looking beautiful have dried out, which honestly is to be expected, I think, with an import order. but it definitely needs something to attach to, so then those roots will start growing again. I am very confident that they will start growing again because it wants to. Look how beautiful. This is the newest leaf. It's still kind of hardening off. And look at the back. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh, and it's working on another new leaf here. It looks like it is just starting to push itself out of the sheath. I want to be very gentle with it, but it's just starting to come out there. It does have a good root system, but it is rather fine. So I think I'm going to use this pot for it here. Now I just need to figure out what size wood I want to use. I feel like it's just going to outgrow that so quickly. I kind of like this wider piece. It'll make it very heavy though. This is the piece. Had to try out a few of them. So this one is not quite as wide. I would prefer it to be a little bit wider than this. So not quite as wide as I would prefer, but it will definitely get the job done. The aerial roots are fairly fine as well. So they're not like big and chunky like some other philodendron, like my giganteum over here. Those aerial roots are super chunky and thick. So it can, it can benefit from a little bit of a wider plank, but I think this guy will do just fine without. All right, I angled you down a little bit. You might not be able to see my face super great, but hopefully you can see the plant really well because look at her, she's beautiful. So I am going to, I think what I'm going to do, sorry, down there. I think what I'm going to do is before I put any substrate in this pot, I'm going to go ahead and put some of these clay pebbly leca ball things into my soil mixture, and that way it's all kind of homogenized, if you will, before I put it in here. And then we will pot this guy up with this pole. I made the executive decision to go ahead and put those leca balls at the bottom because this guy does have fairly large holes at the bottom, and you can see some of these smaller balls want to pop through already, and they might, which is fine. But yeah, we'll see if that plant likes it. I've never tried these before, so it's all just experimental, and I'm hoping it's okay. The way that this pot is situated, there are little like indentations on the bottom. So if I were to put this like in the center of a flat side, it would be sitting up really weird. So instead, I'm putting it kind of diagonally in the corner, and I think that'll work a lot better. Now that I have the leca balls in the bottom, I'm going to hold this in place while I put a little bit more soil at the bottom, and then we'll put the plant in. Got some substrate at the bottom, trying to kind of scooch some of that soil around so that it's like in the back of the little corner where the pole is. Oh, you're so beautiful. So I'm gonna have to kind of slowly train it, and it'll end up kind of looking like this. I'm gonna make a mess today. You know I just vacuumed up this floor to film this video down here, and I'm gonna have to do it again when I'm done. Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Hopefully you can see this okay. This video might be a hot mess, and I'm so sorry if it is. I'm gonna put a little bit more. Oh, actually, I'm gonna use this stuff that we had left over from potting up the labisia. Oh, look at how beautiful she is. Wow, that's a pretty plant. Okay, so I have a feeling we're going to end up losing this bottom leaf right here. She's definitely yellowing a little bit, but that is absolutely to be expected. Once again, these are import plants. They all came from Indonesia, from Aroid Market. So they came a long ways to get to me here in Colorado. You know what I didn't really think of for any of these plants is trays. I didn't grab any new trays. So that will also be a tomorrow thing, along with a larger cloche. Let's do the little guys in this cup here. So I have two other plants in here. I've got the Amedrium Silver and the Florida Ghost. So definitely think I'm going to use these smaller ones as well for these root systems. They're not quite as robust as some of our other ones. So let's take a peek. Oh no, okay. Well, oh, I forgot that the Florida Ghost has really, really small roots, so I think I'm just going to focus on rooting this plant up before I actually pot it up into any like soily substrate. I'm just going to put this in some sphagnum moss and just keep a close eye on it until I see some more hefty root growth, and then we will pot him up probably in like a month or something like that. So we will hold off on this guy, and let's pot up this beauty. This is the Amedrium Silver, and she's just gorgeous. And we've got a good root system happening here. So I feel like this might be a little bit big, but we're gonna stick with it. I think it'll be fine. So because I'm thinking this pot is a little bit large for the amount of roots that I'm working with here, I'm gonna pot it a little bit more shallow in this pot, which I think will honestly look really cute. So, oh yeah, and this guy could use a little something something. So maybe I'll put this guy with it. That way he can start to grab on, because there is a small, hopefully you can see here, there's a small growth point happening. Where are you? Right here. So that way he'll have something to grab onto. That'll be perfect. And then just because I already put all my substrate in the bottom of the pot, I don't want to take it out. I just went ahead and shoved it in the back, and it's on like the higher spot, but it doesn't really matter. So like I said, I'm not going to fill it too tall in there. I'm just going to leave that there, and then I'm going to use a piece of Velcro and lead this to the wood. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of water in here just to kind of settle everything. We're a little unstable for now, but that will work absolutely fine. We've got the beautiful Amedrium Silver. Bam! I'm going to put the billietiae in this pot here. I think that will be really, really nice. God, can we just appreciate how beautiful all of these leaves are? And how orange. My boyfriend keeps calling them carrots. He's like, they're carrots with leaves attached. What the heck? So awesome. And these roots look so good. Oh, I do actually need to chop this. Can you tell there's a little dangler right here? So he kind of lost circulation, if you will. Just chop that little guy off of there. He wasn't doing any good. He was still alive down here, but not for long. So got rid of that guy. Look at how beautiful. What the heck? Let's put some leca at the bottom. I'm just going to do that for all these. I kind of like that. For now, I'm not going to put any sort of pole or plank or anything like that with the billietiae. I think it'll be fine without one. I feel like I don't usually see people having their billietiaes pulled. So we'll see how it goes. I could always change my mind later if I want to. I love how tall these pots are, and they work beautifully if you want to stack on one another. That works really, really nice. And just so you know, this plant is still feeling very sturdy after 3 days or two and a half days or whatever in my care. So I'm just going to kind of hold this up where I'm going to want it to sit and let the roots fall down in there. And since the roots are so long, I am going to just hold it up and gently put the substrate on top, because I don't want to crush the roots. I still want them to be able to breathe in there. That's the point of the leca balls, I think, is to really help the roots be able to still breathe and get some oxygen. Shake that around. I'm not too picky usually about like where exactly in the pot the plant is situated, like if it's exactly in the center or off to the side or whatever. I'm not too picky unless I have, oh my god, you see how much dirt I just spilled on myself? I'm not too picky unless I have like a pole or something I'm trying to get it to attach to, of course. She's potted and she's gorgeous. Look at that. Very pleased. She's looking maybe a little bit funky in here for now, but it will settle and all will be right with the world. I definitely want to be on the lookout for some really pretty cover pots. I'm very picky about my pots, and I think that's why I don't have very many cute ones. They're all kind of ugly. It's like I'd rather have just a nursery pot than spend the money on a cover pot that I'm just like, eh. I kind of like it. I want to really love it if I'm gonna like house my plants in them full time. Is that weird? Is anyone else like that? Let me know. I'm very picky about my pots. After I'm done potting all of these up, I'm going to be giving them a nice thorough water. That way they're not getting too shocked going from just sitting in the cups of water for the last couple of days to going into the substrate. So keep that in mind if you are moving plants from water to soil or something like that. You don't want to shock them too bad. I almost feel like this pot's going to be too small. Like that's going to outgrow this pot in no time, right? Like, what the heck? But then this pot just looks freaking massive. There were no in-between sizes. It was like this size or 3 gallons. We're gonna do this plant last. It's stressing me out a little bit. Pariso verde is last today because I gotta think on that a little bit. Let's go ahead and do this beauty. Oh my goodness. So this is the Anthurium crystallinum, looking gorgeous. Honestly, looks exactly the same as when I unboxed it. This kind of more yellowy leaf is still a little bit yellow, but it's not like more yellow. Well, maybe a little bit in just a couple of spots, but nothing crazy. We're definitely going to lose this leaf, but everything else looks beautiful. Okay, let's see. I think I'm just going to pot up the Anthurium the same way I did the other ones. It's kind of how I have my other Anthurium potted. I just didn't have the leca balls, so I was using just a lot of coarse, chunky orchid bark. I was using this, so I think I will just put a little bit, I'll put the rest of this bag in here, put some more of the clay pebbles in there, and we'll call it good. It's like super coarse orchid bark and really chunky pieces of perlite, which I love. Look at those roots. Oh my god, those are so beautiful. I can't wait for this little growth point to activate too. We'll see how long I have to wait for that, but any amount of time is fine because she's so pretty. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna gently pinch the plant here. Okay, there she is. Anthurium crystallinum, feeling a little bit floppy in there yet, but you know, after a good watering and feeling like she's gonna stay here for a while, she'll settle in, I'm sure. Oh boy, I'm really nervous for this one too. I just don't want her to freak out. This is so beautiful. So this is the Anthurium papillium magnificum verde cross. Look at her. She's so beauty. She's so beauty. She is beauty. She is grace. Those sinuses just freaking kill me. I've got the Pappy Magnificum cross here, and she's got these beautiful roots. And I think I'm also going to put her in this little pot. I think that'll be perfect. I'm nervous to put any of these import plants into pots that are too large. For some reason, I just feel like that's like a no-no. I think I may have just made that up in my brain though, so I don't know. A little bit of that leca at the bottom again. Why? I don't know. You tell me in the comments. Am I right? Am I wrong? I have no idea. No idea. We are winging it and hoping for the best. I'm going to be keeping a very watchful eye on all of these plants like nobody's business. Because I'm scared. I don't want to like do these plants dirty. Like, are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. That growth point definitely is like dead right here, but that's okay. It will pop a new one. So I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm like 90% sure that I will be able to return to work this coming Monday, which I'm not exactly when you're going to be seeing this video, but I'm really excited. I'm so excited to be returning to work, which I never really thought I would say, to be totally honest with you, but it's been a long time of, you know, just being home. Granted, you know, over the past week, I've been able to actually drive and do stuff like outside of the house by myself, which has been so lovely. Like, oh my gosh, it's like I just got my license again or something. But There we go. So beautiful. But yeah, I will be returning to work. Not for very long, unfortunately, because I am going to have the same surgery I had on my right foot on my left. So it'll put me back out of work again for a bit. But that won't mean anything as far as this channel goes. I am still planning on having at least 2 videos a week. And yeah, I really just want to keep on with that. I kind of enjoy the schedule that I've given myself now of posting Tuesdays and Fridays, I think. And yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I'm loving speaking to you guys in the comments. It's so much fun. I love speaking to you guys in the comments and DMs in on what's it called? Instagram as well. I was gonna call it instant messenger. How old am I? But over on Instagram too. So if you want to chat with me some more, definitely find me over on Instagram. I'd love to talk to you guys and yeah, just make some more planty friends in this lovely community. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Wait, no, I'm not done yet. I'm all trying to wrap up and just like act like I already did my Pariso verde. No, dude, we got one more left. But show you one more time. We have this beautiful Anthurium papillaminum magnificum hybrid. Am I getting good at saying that? Papillaminum? Watch me be saying it wrong, but that's okay. But she is potted up and beautiful and ready to go. She has those 3 beautiful leaves in the front and then this beauty in the back. This is definitely a dead growth point back here, but she'll be popping out a new one in no time. I'm sure of it. And I think I'm gonna have to find a place for her in my cabinet because it's just where she belongs, you know? I'd love to have the Splendid in the cabinet, but she's too big for that already. That's just not gonna happen, and I can't bring myself to cut her. No. Okay. I need to quit just blabbing and make a decision. I'm not going to make a decision yet. I'm going to pot up the Florida Ghost in sphagnum first. Tricky trickerson over here. So again, I'm just going to use this guy. I got to remember to like not try to drink any of these cups of water that I have sitting around me because they've all just had roots and stuff sitting in them, but it's tempting. It does have a weird color in it though, so it's catching me before I reach for it. I feel like I haven't been like chatting too much in this video, so I'm sorry. I've just been so focused. This has been like just unnerving for me. Yeah, these are some fancy plants and I just want to do them justice. So I've been very focused. So I'm sorry if I haven't been very talkative, but yeah, I'm just happy to share this with you guys and to have other people that enjoy plants as much as I do, because as much as I, you know, love talking to my boyfriend about all my plants and stuff like that, and he will listen even though he doesn't know what I'm talking about some of the time, but you know, it's just fun to share it. And little fun fact too, my boyfriend is like red-green colorblind, and so he can't really tell the difference of, you know, if a leaf is variegated or not, especially if it's green on green variegated. He usually can't tell. It just looks like all one color. So I like to like kind of test out and see like what he can see, you know what I mean? So it's really interesting. Like he can't tell that there's like red at all on the back of the Splendid here. He can't see that at all. And it's just really interesting to like, you know, try to see things through his perspective and imagine how he is seeing things. It's really cool. So interesting to see, but it's cool to have other people that like get it. You know what I mean? It's cool. Thank you for joining me. That's all I'm getting at. Thanks for hanging with me. Okay. I've officially blabbed on for too long. If you could see all the cups and like shit that I have around me right now, you would think I was a crazy person. I'm just gonna put this in here for now. Does that sound crazy? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna leave the sphagnum in here for now, at least, until I find a better container. I'm just gonna put the sphagnum lightly at the bottom and lightly cover those roots. Definitely gonna need some more moss so that it doesn't just flop right over. Go like this so you can see what I'm doing here. There we go. Get smart about this here. We've got plenty of kind of dirty water all over the place here from all of these cups. Not like the most ideal, but this will work for now. I'm gonna have to go get a smaller pot from the store, also a tomorrow activity, but for now this works absolutely fine. So I've just got it in a large bed of sphagnum here for this gorgeous philodendron Florida Ghost. The leaves are a little bit more soft on some of them, mostly just these older ones. They're a little bit more soft. This one actually still feels really good. This one just has the smallest root system of all of them, so I just want to try to encourage that root growth a little bit more before I pot it in an actual substrate. And what I might actually do is put some cling wrap or something like that over top of this. That way it's like really keeping that humidity in there, but I also don't want rot, so it's kind of a fine line. We'll see what happens. I will try and post updates on my Instagram of this guy as well so that we know how he's doing. This is huge. It's freaking huge. I want to say it's 12 by 12. 12 by 12. This is big. But that's also a lot of root. But it looks so tiny in here, doesn't it? But then, if I go here, that like fills up the entire pot. And so if I go with this super, super large pot, I feel like it won't really give me any leaf growth for quite a while because the roots will be focusing on filling out that pot a little bit more. Whereas if I put this in here, it's not going to be able to stay in this pot for very long, but it probably will be able to push out new leaf growth faster than if I were to put it in the larger pot, because it's not having to like worry about filling out the pot so much. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pot it in this pot here just so that I can be confident that it is, you know, fully acclimated to my house. And then once it is like really acclimated, then I will go ahead and, you know, once I start to see like roots coming out of here, then I'll go ahead and move it to this larger pot. Or better yet, if I can find one in the meantime that is smaller than this one, like in between sizes, we'll do that. But for now, I'm going to stick with this size. We'll see how quickly I regret that, but I think that's going to be good. Put a little bit of a leca at the bottom again. So I'm going to put just a little bit of soil at the bottom because the roots are going to reach pretty much all the way down there. I'm going to angle you a little bit so you can see what I'm doing a little bit more, hopefully. You see that there? Okay. So we've got so much root, and I'm going to want a stake also. That'll work. I think that'll work. Okay, so I'm going to hold all of this together while I just slowly start shoveling the dirt in. I think I already know where I want this plant to live. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have this guy in my bedroom, right in front of the window, because these guys, I have been watching some videos, a lot of videos on plant care and stuff like that. So Sean from, wow, I'm totally blanking on what his YouTube name is, but I'll put it on the screen for you. But he has a really, really informative video all about Pariso verde that I watched while I was getting ready this morning, just to kind of make sure I know like what I'm dealing with here. And he was saying that they definitely like some nice bright light, not too much direct sunlight, but you know, for some spring and summer to pop off that beautiful variegation, it sounds like they definitely like a good amount of bright light. So that's what it will get in that spot in my bedroom. So hopefully he'll be happy. Now that I'm seeing this, I'm really glad that I went with a smaller pot. I think it's going to be for the best. Hopefully you can kind of see here, she's all over the place. But I am going to just try and gently Velcro her. It's a happy plant, very happy plant. They do a great job with their plants over at Aroid Market. Like, it's apparent all of these plants have been treated with care and packaged with care. Like, it's so apparent, you know what I mean? It's just amazing. So if you haven't seen that video yet of this unboxing, check it out because it was really exciting. I feel like there's a lot of like moments of like stunned silence where because I'm just like in pure disbelief of like what what is like happening? And I still am, frankly, but yeah, definitely check out that video because it was fun for me to film. Obviously, it was fun for me to edit because just like, I just caught myself just like a lot of the times editing, just like, oh my god, that plant is so beautiful. Oh, so yeah, check that video out. It was really fun. Not something, you know, I ever thought I would ever get to film for my channel, so really exciting for me. Yeah, huge thank you again to Aroid Market. All right, we've done it. She is on here. Oh my god, she's so pretty. So this is the newest leaf. This definitely came out while in shipping. And then we've got this beauty. How else do I show you here? We have this little guy here. This all green one. Even the all green ones are so beautiful. So like in the winter when these are getting all green leaves, like I'm not going to be sad about it at all. And then once it gets nicer into spring and summer and they start popping off leaves like that, it's going to be just so exciting. And then this beauty over here. Are you kidding me? Hello. You're so pretty. Oh, okay. All right, you guys. That's all the plants. All right, you guys, I think that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me in potting up all of these beautiful plants from Aroid Market. Again, thank you so much, Aroid Market. I don't know how many more times I could say it. Like, an infinite amount of times would probably never even be enough. So thank you so much, you guys. And yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I had so much fun doing this. It was a little stressful. I'm not going to lie, a little bit stressful. I hope that all of these plants are accepting of the homes that I gave them. I'll definitely be keeping you guys updated on like all of these plants. You're gonna be sick of it, I'm sure, especially if you're following me on my Instagram. You're probably gonna be sick of it. So sorry, but I'm just not even sorry. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining me.